during the Spanish flu epidemic, they had set up a couple of people to guard the trail into Shishmaref and not let anybody in. In that way that they prevented the flu from coming further north in 1918. And I think that there has been discussion about closing travel off to the rural villages, especially with villages that don't have the infrastructure really. Because, many of our rural villages, they fly into bigger hubs to go to the hospital. Do you think that that would be a healthy step, is to close off travel into some of these real rural areas?
I believe that travel for resources and medical care is still necessary. I believe that travel that isn't necessary, we shouldn't necessarily be using our resources. I feel urgency about that. One is because asymptomatic people without symptoms could potentially spread the disease, unfortunately. And then also the other piece of that is that resource could be taken, maybe if somebody needs to fly that's has symptoms or needs to be transported, we don't want to have a crowded space for them to travel in. So there's several reasons I think that we should limit travel. How do we look at our history of our communities protecting themselves? So historically, absolutely. Some communities, I've been told Shishmaref, I've been told Point Hope, really took things into their own hands to protect their communities. And yes, there were folks protecting the trails. And yes, it was taken very seriously. And I've heard other stories about entire villages perishing during times of epidemics and the pandemic. And I have no choice but to believe that because our traditional knowledge is valuable. I believe my elders who have told me this, and I know that personally in my family was very much influenced by how many in my tribe, in our people, perished during these times. So I do think we have to take serious measures, but I think we have to make those decisions in a smart way because the disease transmits so easily that we have to take what seems like drastic measures. And it is very inconvenient. And it does put many people in a very challenging situation. But if you find yourself in a challenging situation, reach out to others that you have in your community, in your family units, in your friend units. Ask us to help you troubleshoot things. We all need to help each other right now because these are very complex problems for us to work out. Even with the most high levels of training here, we're struggling to choose the right thing and get the right information out. We're all struggling with our own unique situations. And so just remember that we do have resources. We have this innate ability to heal, and we have wonderful ability to problem solve. And all of us come from different perspectives. So we have wonderful things to bring to the table when you put us to the task of helping you solve your problems.
Okay. Well, I think that this was a very fruitful conversation, even just for myself. I feel so much better knowing and hearing you to speak about this in a meaningful way. And because it does seem like a little bit scary, especially when we're hearing mixed messages from different people. But to have like a local focus, to have you to speak to us here really helps,
I'm so glad. And I'm really honored to be invited and to finally meet you. I can't thank you enough for the work that you're doing. And I believe that we will make it through this together. We just need to do our best to protect others and ourselves right now. Thank you so much.
Koyinakbuk Allison Kelliher. Caffeine Quack is a podcast I created to celebrate and explore contemporary Native life in urban Alaska. It is an unpaid effort provided by me, your podcast host, and whichever friends or family members I could convince into free labor. All content, contributors, time, and equipment have been donated or paid for out of pocket. If you would like to help support the messages that Coffee and Clock delivers, consider becoming a financial donor through our Patreon page. Thank you to our current individual supporters. Koya Nakbak, you are the patek to our bones, the berries to our akutuk, and the zing to our mikiya. And music for this episode was created by Jesse Darling. Shout out to Jesse Darling! The coffee for this episode was provided by AK Coffee Company. Thank you for keeping me caffeinated. Work hard, play hard, and rest well. Cheers, folks. I'm Alice Kaniklen. Over and out.